Before the sunrise on October 20th, a group of Berry students and faculty members boarded a bus to Montgomery, Alabama. The group visited the Legacy Museum and the National Memorial for Peace and Justice, established by the Equal Justice Initiative based in Montgomery. Associate Professor of Religion, Dr. Jonathan Parker, planned discussion-based activities for the bus ride to Montgomery.
And I really enjoyed the conversations we had on the bus on the way there. Students really participated, folks from very different backgrounds of just different organizational life on campus. I was glad for us to have a moment of solidarity even between different groups of Berry College students, so that was exciting.
Students prepared in their respective classes or campus organizations and had different expectations going into the trip. Sophomore Journey Pitts talks about what she hoped to learn from the experience.
Learning a lot about the history and the significance of the individual stories of the people who will be recognized there, and also just seeing how the group as a whole, how we end up learning and growing and understanding different perspectives better.
Parker initially had the idea to visit the museum and memorial with his students, and speaks about what he hoped the group would experience in Montgomery.
For students, I wanted them to have the experience of bringing their own bodies and their own lives into contact with the history of what was around them now. And I wanted them to feel like they were having a chance to connect to the struggles of African Americans in this country in particular, which is our longest standing difficult situation with race. It's appropriately highlighted by that experience.
Faculty members who planned the trip wanted students to take on EJI founder Brian Stevenson's challenge to be proximate and willing to face difficult situations. Junior Alex Killingsworth talks about what stood out to him about the museum.
How slaves were talked about, so they had a lot of quotes of how they were advertised to sell them in the markets, and it was the almost the dualistic behavior of puffing them up and treating them like these are really hardworking people and they're great, never misbehaved or anything, and then at the same time, not even behind closed doors, really, they're being lashed and lynched and all of these terrible actions towards them.
Junior Tanasia Warren discusses the importance of interacting with history and not forgetting the past.
It was just so heartbreaking. It's we know what happened already, but it's every time we're shown or given a glimpse as to what really happened in full detail, and it's just shocking all over again. I can't believe that really happened here, and that's a part of America's history.
The experience was impactful for students and faculty alike. Associate Dean of Students, Lindsay Norman, shares more.
Moving from slavery to modern day forms of oppression, and one of those being the way we incarcerate some people. And I think there's a part where you can pick up the phone and it simulates a jail experience. And so talking to inmates that way, picking up the phone and talking with someone, really made it more real and put a face with it, which makes it really hard to deny when you can actually see someone or hear from someone who's been affected by that.
The Memorial for Peace and Justice is home to county-specific monuments engraved with the names of each known lynching victim from that area. Duplicate monuments are available to be claimed by their respective county. Dr. Jon Huggins, Berry's chaplain, explains more.
So Floyd County could request from the Monument for Peace and Justice to have that brought to Floyd County and put up somewhere here in town, so that what they're doing there in Montgomery could be done in each local community where these things have happened, so that we could see those things, be reminded of them, and commit to living better, not allowing such things to happen again.
With Viking Fusion News, I'm Haley Edmondson.